16, she's going far. She's got a struggling, beating heart. She's got her feet strapped into her shoes. She's got a map, but not one clue.
Hi, we are Monster Cat. I'm Hentai Cat.
I'm Psycho Cat.
And I'm Meta Cat.
We met each other while battling dinosaurs in
The multiverse.
in the multiverse, and all came together. It's 4 tracks actually. They are actually acoustic, unplugged versions of songs that are in our new record that we just released called Violet Hour. It started out with the design of the EP actually. Like, it was quite like stripped down and bare and kind of bare bones, and most of our stuff like has been very polished like lately, and like this was a chance to do something a bit like rough around the edges. It's a different take on the songs that are already on the record. Yeah.
It was pretty fluid. Yent of Do Not Design, he had an idea already. He wanted something very raw, as you can see with the whole like stripped down feeling. It's almost like looking through someone's personal diary. And we only have 36 copies, so yeah, I'm sure you'll like it.
Okay, so going on to the Violet Hour, you guys just released it. Similarly, like, what are the ideas like behind the album, like sound-wise and everything?
I think we tried to. I think with music these days, like, you have to try and think like outside of like genre boundaries. And I think with this record, we tried to not just make a rock album. It was like a new take on existing structures and existing like dialects, and I think that was something that we really tried very hard to do with this album. Yeah. The artwork's actually by this guy called Michael Cena. He's done a lot of work for Ghostly, and he did the new Fort Romeo album cover. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's dope. It's great. It looks sick.
We always want the imagery to go with the music, and for the Violet Hour we were trying so many new things that were cross-genre and bring in more digital samples and acoustic beats, and it's a bit more colourful, but it represents a wide spectrum of colours, and we wanted to show that both in imagery, albeit our press images.
This album, I guess we did a lot of homework beforehand. Like, even in the writing process, a lot of the layering was done like at home, like into a track, and then we write, together with it.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know anyone else that has written an album like that before.
I think every song is kind of different, but I think the songs all start with the sentiment. I think that's the most important starting point. Yeah.
Let's start the drums because it's the easiest. I think what you hear, because the album is pretty layered, pretty textured, so one way we try to recreate the album sound when we play live is to use certain sequence tracks. So I basically just take some of the masters that we've done and extract the parts and just combine it into a backing track for the band. So everything's running through a Roland sampler, SPDSX. So we sugar it and we go.
I've run my voice through a TC Elecon Voice Live 2, I think. That's the main thing that I'm using. My acoustic guitar goes into like a Boss delay pedaling, but that's about it. Yeah.
I use a Fender Telecaster because that was the first guitar I used, and I'm loyal that way. And I use, mainly for weird, crazy shit, I do my Eventide pitch factor. But it's kind of dangerous because there's so many possibilities and you could go haywire with it. And that's not the best thing when we want to do efficient songwriting.
must be hundreds or more, swarming my ceiling. I scream, I could soar. I long for simple days, they crave specific days. Damnation's locked inside of a fly in a whale. Raise hard, the wind will true. Some nights I lose the mind. Can run, who goes see my bones in you. Spikes ring down my arms again. I am trying to pull out this web spun. There is sickness in my blood. You have been right from the start. Spikes ring down my arms again. I am trying to pull out this web spun. I am sick down to my blood. You have been right from the start. Scraping right here, tiger legs on my lips. The top slit, the black bees drop under my skin. That day through my nerves, agitating urge that throats out big graves of God in a well. Raise the heart, the will truth. Some nights I lose the mind. Can run, hold on to leave my bones to leave my girl they take away. The spiders rain out my walls again. I am trying to crawl out this web spun. There is sickness in my blood. You have been right from the start. Spiders rain down my walls again. I am trying to crawl out this web spun. There is sickness in my blood. You have been right from the start. They say I'll grow the dark. They say I'll grow the dark. What I care, all that I do. What I care, all that I do. Spiders rain down my walls again. I am trying to crawl out this web spun. There is sickness in my blood. You were right, I was doing right from the start.
Yeah, like I think Singaporeans are like quite a reserved audience. Like when you're playing, like you can see them listening, and whereas like overseas, they react more physically to the music. I think that's
I think it was the Foles gig. We opened for Foles in KL, and yeah, I mean the crowd was just crazy. I mean we were just like a band from Singapore, not even their home country, and they responded so warmly and so viscerally to us. And yeah, it was just crazy to watch from a stage.
yeah, that's great.
You guys are now full-time musicians, right? How is it like transitioning to it? You know, how is it different from like previous, like when you guys were juggling as musicians and with your other jobs? How's it now? Like being full-time?
I mean, actually, we've been doing this way for the past like 4 years. So I would say like we've gotten the hang of it. I think at this point in time, like I think it's dangerous to like compartmentalize your life too much. That way, like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm not doing that. Like I think it's it's better to just know the values that you want to live your life by, and you live by them, and then everything else should fall into place. Yeah.
Do you guys like with say unlimited resources, projects or everything, can be anywhere or anything? Like what's your like ultimate project you guys want to do? Can be musical, can be non-musical.
That's a good question, but I think
Let's look at the musical.
Monster Cat the musical. I think what I've come to realize about music is that it's very based on circumstance. So it's based on the resources that you have, and the resources that you have actually create the music more so than the other way around. So right now, I don't know. I guess I couldn't really answer that question, but we like I think like we always kind of think that, oh, I wish we had more resources for this or that, but I think that's a dangerous way to think as well. Like it should be like, this is who I am and this is what I have and what
I think the Lomo Blue Hour EP is a great example of that. Actually.
Yeah.
Just like using what you have. We don't have to go to a studio to record.
Okay, so like any dream location you guys want to perform at, any festivals, like any like locations?
Okay. I'll play at
Yeah.
IKEA. Then set
Oh,
like
bro.
500 cats out.
Freaking yellow box in the middle of a cross junction.
Oh yeah.
Right, that was
I don't mind that. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Or
Playing
mobile
the
truck.
yellow box.
Mobile truck. I always
one of my dream locations is to play Fort Canning, like just
headlining show.
yeah, like a big Fort Canning show. It's always like I always go for shows at Fort Canning, and I always think like, when is a band from Singapore gonna stand on that stage and like get the kind of reception that it's getting like now from other bands. That for me is the dream. Like it's a thing for me. Yeah.
Okay, so what are your 3 gig must-haves, like equipment-wise or like some ritual you guys do before, like mental preparedness?
Nice one.
I got. This is my number one. Keep Hakao. Number one for vocalist. Very cheap. Less than $3.
What's yours? Split one each.
Must have stuff.
Bottle.
Yeah, like I tend to I tend to compartmentalize all my stuff. So like I've got like the gig bag, so I just grab that and go. It's got everything I need in it, like, and I just make sure like it's always like topped up.
Yeah, I think very soon I'll need like, those multi-strip power extensions, because right, nobody thinks the drummer needs like to plug in
Power.
anything, right? But I actually have stuff to plug in, right? So half the time I'm like, oh crap guys, the power is not long enough. Yeah, so that will be my gig must-haves very soon.
She's only 16. She's going far. She's got a surely beating heart. She's got her feet strapped into her shoes. She's got a map, but not one clue. She goes over, with nowhere to go. She's got nowhere to go. Let's circle and show. It's a circle and circle and he's got a baby, he's got a home, he's got love inside his soul. It's in this car. Now one day, no with nowhere to go. He's got nowhere to go. In this circle and show. It's a circle and show. One's a riddle, one's a joke. One was heard when one was told. One's a riddle, one's a joke. One was heard when one was told.